It was a cold evening in Chicago, 2003, when Daniel Moore left his office job and began a familiar drive home. A quiet, hard-working man in his late 20s. Daniel had built a reputation for being dependable, the kind of neighbor who showed support for elderly companies, the kind of co-worker who never missed a deadline. But that night, flashing red and blue lights appeared in his rear-view mirror. Confused, Daniel pulled over. Then the squad cars officers shouting commands before Daniel could process what was happening. He was handcuffed and shoved into the back of the cruiser. His crime? Armed robbery. His mistake? Looking exactly like the man who actually did it. Daniel's identical twin brother, David Moore, had walked a very different path. Where Daniel was studious and quiet, David was reckless, a man who thrived in shadows. Unbeknownst to Daniel, David had been orchestrating a series of high-profile crimes across the Midwest. Bank heists, home invasions, and extortion schemes. Witnesses consistently described the perpetrator. Tall, athletic figure, piercing blue eyes. In other words, they described Daniel without realizing it. Detectives laid out the evidence. It seemed airtight. Security footage showed a man identical to Daniel's build, wearing a mask he had briefly pulled down. His fingerprints bore some appeared and several terrifying witnesses swore the man assaulted. Daniel tried desperately to explain. "You've got the wrong man. I've never even held a gun in my life. Please check again." But the system doesn't pause for doubts. He was booked, fingerprinted, and charged. For Daniel, the nightmare was just beginning. He sat in a cell, bewildered, while his reputation shattered overnight. Friends whispered. Co-workers avoided him. His mother cried herself to sleep, unable to believe one of her sons could do this, and terrified it was true. Meanwhile, David, a real criminal, watched the news coverage. He had gotten away with crimes before, but now fate had handed him the perfect alibi. Someone else's own twin was taking the fall. And so began a legal battle that would expose cracks in the justice system, test the limits of forensic science, and reveal the dangerous power of family ties. The only true Daniel he had